Yeah, what is up, everyone? Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and well, today is the day. The Immortal Empire map has officially released for Total War Warhammer 3, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. With it, we also got a brand new DLC that basically fleshed out the Warriors of Chaos faction, also added in some new legendary lords, also kind of gives us an alternate way to play the main campaign that doesn't involve going to all the different portals and fighting all the different like chaos gods and all that fun stuff. But anyways, that's not what makes today special. What makes today special is the fact that we have the beta map for Immortal Empires. So if you're out of the loop, essentially what Immortal Empires is the culmination of Total War Warhammer 1, 2, and 3. I have to say, maybe one of the most ambitious things to ever happen in any gaming or in gaming period, but essentially it adds in all of the factions, all of the legendary lords from all three games, and throws them into one giant freaking sandbox map, and oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Now you can play as any of the previous factions or legendary lords as long as you purchase them. Lucky for us, I have had a bit of an issue when it comes to this game, and I bought every freaking one of the DLC packs that has ever existed, pretty much when they came out too, which is kind of great. I've always just been a huge fan of the Warhammer, Total War Warhammer. I've always loved Total War, and Total War Warhammer is great. But anyways, I have spent the better part of the last 2 hours just kind of like looking through the map, looking at the start positions, looking at all these different races, and just like awing over like how much fun this is going to be. Like there are so many cool start areas, like oh my gosh, like Grom the Pouch over here in Brentonia, like and what's so freaking cool about that is not only do you have him right here with Brentonia, but then you could take him westward and go invade the freaking elf island, or go attack the dark elves over here. Like oh my gosh. Then you have like the lizardmen over here, and we have Nakai the Wanderer who spawns over here near Cathay, and you could have him go and like freaking fight lizardmen against Cathay, and like what? That's awesome. And then like right down the road from him, we have one of the vampire celts, Helman Gorst, and he's like smack dab right next to Nurgle and Kugath, and it's just like oh my gosh, there's so many like cool spots and so many different races I want to play. But we're gonna be going back to my old favorite, my all-time favorite in any Warhammer game is the Dowie. We love the Dwarves. I absolutely love playing the Dwarves in this game. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I've always been a tank in MMOs, and there's just something about the Dwarves that's just so satisfying about just holding the line with the most armored tanky boys in the history of the world. And like I don't care that we're slow moving, we're just gonna stand there and we're just gonna take everything you can throw at us, and we're just gonna beat you down. So with that, we have a couple of really interesting options. We have the basic normal dwarf start point. We have Thorgrim, who's the main king, and we have Ungrim. They both kind of start in the what is these called? I forgot what these mountain passes are called. I think it does tell us, doesn't it? Great Book of Grudges, blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, that's kind of like these were the original two dwarves, which don't get me wrong are cool. But then we also have Belgaur, who has maybe the coolest probably the coolest campaign mechanic I feel of any race, where essentially his whole goal is to take back Carrick, Carrick 8 Peaks, which has been taken over by one of the Greenskins army, and until he takes it back, he basically has increased upkeep, which makes it kind of interesting and difficult. But then he also starts with a whole bunch of ancestor heroes, which is just really kind of cool. And then in addition to him, we also have Grombrindle over here, who spawns now with the Dark Elves, which is kind of freaking cool. He's also like smack dab on the edge of the world, and it's kind of like in a nice little corner over there. And then finally we have Thork Ironbrow, who spawns down here in the desert, which is right in kind of the mix of things, because number one, Khorne spawns, Skarbrand is like right there. In addition to that, one of the Empire factions, Volkmar, is right over there as well. And then who was the other one? Oh yeah, then we have the Tomb Kings are right there too with Cetra. So it's like that's a pretty interesting area. I think as well, isn't there a lizard area down there as well? Oh yeah, dude, Krokgar's over there too. Oh, and Tic-Tac-Toe. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a pretty heavy area. I will say playing Oxytol down here would be kind of interesting, because I don't think anyone else starts on the southern continent, which is kind of fun. But yeah, oh, and then we have the new Warriors of Chaos and all these wonderful factions. Like, these guys just look so freaking awesome. Oh, we can play as Belgaur. Oh, and then we can play as Archon, who's actually now freaking awesome. Like, oh, so much to do. But no, we're gonna be playing as the Dowie. I know, like, if you can't tell, I'm kind of excited for this. And which Dowie are we gonna play as? I was debating about playing as Grimdall, but I think I gotta play here as my old favorite, Belgaur, just because, like, I love the fact that he starts with a bunch of the ancestor heroes, which number one's kind of cool. Number two, you know, we're smack dab in the middle of the world, so this kind of gives us a little bit of options as we go and expand in every direction. Like, we can come down and fight here in the desert if we want. We could go westward if we want. We could go eastward if we want. I mean, at some point, we're probably gonna try confederating all the dwarves, but you know, I think this gives us a lot of options. Number one, I think this gives us a nice little challenge too. Also, we're going to be somewhat surrounded by the border princes and other humans, which we're not necessarily really interested in fighting. So, you know, we're going to be at least somewhat friendly with the humans for now. Maybe at some point we're going to be like, nah, screw you guys. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to start. Anything else we need to note about this? We only start with a couple units, but once again, doesn't matter because we spawn with all of the ancestral lords. And yeah, I think with that, I guess we're good to launch in. We are playing on the very hard campaign difficulty and very hard battle difficulty. The one thing with the campaign difficulty is, I don't know, I'm tempted, I might bump it down to hard. So the problem with the higher campaign difficulties is the AI just re-raises armies so freaking stupid quickly, number one. Number two, the other problem with it is the fact that, like, it can be kind of ridiculous that they can have like 3 or 4 giant stacks of extraordinarily expensive armies, even though they have like 1 province. Like, it's just, it can be a little over the top, the AI, just to make it challenging, but you know, we'll deal with it now. We can always change it later. The other problem with this is this also affects the auto resolve. So there might be times where I just bump it down just because I don't want to fight a battle. I don't know. We'll see. The other thing that they actually have added in is they've added in sea lanes. So now looking at the map, there are different sea lanes, so you can actually traverse the world a little bit quicker, number one. Number two that they actually also added was in-game scenarios. So in-game scenarios, and I'm actually going to turn off the timer. I don't want any warning timer. Essentially, these are kind of like Stellaris, if you want to think about those, the in-game kind of events. Essentially, they're just these major events that might happen at any point in the game that are going to completely shake up the game. And ideally, the whole idea is to kind of give you a little bit of a challenge, so it's just not steamrolling the whole time through. You can actually kind of adjust the range. So, hey, I only want it to spawn super late, or I only want it to spawn super early, or I only want it to happen when the long victory happens, or whatever. And then there's actually, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 different ones as well. What we're going to be doing is, I think I'm gonna leave the in-game difficulty at 100 just for the heck of it. I'm not entirely sure, you know, I've kind of seen what they are, but just for now we're gonna leave it at 100. But I am gonna change it so it can spawn whenever, and we're not gonna get any warning timer. Most of these spawn in different locations. The Black Pyramid is the only one that actually only spawns in one location. It actually spawns, let's see, we're looking for Tomb Kings. It actually spawns, like, I think it's the black, it's like right here or something it spawns, which will actually be kind of close to us. So we'll see which one it is. You know, whatever it is what it is. And yeah, I just like the idea of keeping it completely random. Advisor frequency will leave low. Battle realism's fine. Incremental autosaves, yeah. Even though this still doesn't quite work. I don't know. Maybe it actually is fixed now. So, but yeah, with that, let's go ahead and spawn in here as our Dowie. Demarcated from the Empire of the Tower of Black Mountains, the Border Prince's lands are ruled over by a loose association of fiefdoms and robber barons. To this lawless place come those who are happy with the status quo overseen by the Emperor and his electoral accounts, leaving for a better life in the borderlands. Often what it is found, however, is a land more dangerous than the previous homes, where the petty princelings war on each other, farmsteads are raided, and marauding greenskins are skittering ratmen and bloodthirsty pirates from Saratoga come to plunder. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. One of the pirate kings is actually near us too. The Tomb Kings, which is interesting. Not the Tomb Kings, the Vampire Coast. I was like, what's the name of them? Oh, yeah, there's too many names in this game. The other thing to kind of keep in mind is there's something like 283 factions in the game right now. So turn timers are going to be a little slow to begin with, but they will speed up as the game goes on. A lot of these factions are going to get eliminated as the game goes on, so it's going to slowly start speeding up here. So, all right, let's kind of pop out here, and we're smack dab in the middle of the world, and oh my gosh, this thing is huge. Like, oh man, like, dude, I can't wait to see on the subreddit someone posting like, hey, I've conquered every province and every territory. I do not have the patience for that, so good luck to whoever that may or may not be. We spawn over here, like, once again, basically smack dab in the middle. What was this mountain range called? It's not the Badlands. Oh yeah, the Carrick Peak Pass. Just the Carrick 8-piece? Carrick Cardin. Then this is Dreadrock. Okay. Well, anyways, right here is where we're trying to get to. This is Carrick 8-piece. 8 Peaks is over there. Right now we are spawned with the Border Princes on one side, and we have Brentonia, or well, they're Tilia, that's the Empire on the other side. The Vampire Coast is right down there. We have some orcs over here. There's also some more orcs up here. I think this is Ratman over here, not 100% sure. And then this is kind of where we get to the main Empire lands over here. So that means there's going to be some vampires and stuff over here. And then our dwarf buddies are all going to be over here. So let's take a quick look at everything going on here. First things first, we can go ahead and choose our tech here. So tech tree, pretty much the same as, I don't really know how much of this they changed from like the base games. And they honestly tweaked a lot of this stuff in Warhammer 2. So yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and take the money to begin with, the extra money from income settlement buildings, which admittedly is not a lot, but keep in mind, right now we're spending 50% more on maintenance until we can take back Carrick 8 peaks, which is going to be kind of annoying, which we do not control. In addition to that, we also have things called grudges. So essentially grudges are like, so if someone comes and like takes over my territory, like let's say beats my army, that's going to generate a grudge. And the longer that it exists with us not fulfilling that grudge, or at least settling that grudge and getting vengeance, the more and more our people are going to become unhappy with us. Oath gold is what we get from doing missions and stuff like that, and that allows us to forge new armor, new items and stuff like that, which is really freaking cool, which I just love. And then is there anything else? What are our grudges, by the way? We have to take this one, but I don't know if that one's going to actually affect how much that's going to actually affect our rating here, because we can't get there anytime soon. Basically, number one, it's a little far away and there's a lot of factions between us and them, number one, and number two, it's also not going to be the easiest place to take. We also need to take over Crooked Moon, or at least beat them, and oh my god, yeah, they're way over there, so that's going to take a while as well. And then they want us to beat Clan Morse, which is way down here. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be a fun one. And then we do have a mission over here to go ahead and beat the dudes that are right next to us. Now, what's cool is we start with these ancestral heroes. So we start with 2 Thanes. This one is a rune smith. Cool. They all do a little bit different. This is another Thane. Yeah, that's another Thane. And then this one is a master engineer. So we kind of start with all these guys. So that kind of makes up for a little bit smaller of an army. In addition to that, we don't really have any high level units here. The Rangers are like, what, tier 2? No, they're tier 1. Yeah, so we only have tier 1 units in this army. Oh, no, we have 1 tier 3. We have 1 hammerer. So would be kind of awkward if it wasn't for all of those SEMs fighting with us. So we're just going to immediately go and blow these guys up. Since it's the first battle of the day, we will go ahead and hop in and just kind of like give a great little look. I mean, well, there's a couple things. Number one, they reworked a lot of the maps. So the maps are going to look a little bit different now, number one. Number two, I don't know any of the visuals on either the green skins or on our Dawi have changed, but you know, it's always kind of cool just to see what they look at. So our rangers are fast for a dwarf, which means they probably have what, like speed of 40, which yeah, just keep in mind when you're talking about like fast units, you got Nikari, not Chaos Faction. Why can't I think of their name? Anyways, they have like speed of like 100 something. And most cav is going to be like 80. So our dwarves normal speed is rolling around at 28, which is pretty much the slowest in the game by far. It's pretty bad. But the thing we got going for us is, I mean, look at this armor. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, our freaking rangers, which are probably the unit that has the least amount of armor on our side, has a freaking like 40 armor, which is kind of crazy. They also have stalk, which means that they can move around unseen as long as the enemies don't spot them, which is kind of cool. We also have miners, but the miners don't have the ranged weapons. They're not the blaster miners, which isn't as cool. Let's go hop in and kind of take a quick look at our buddies here. These are our hammers. These guys look freaking awesome. Let's actually unclick them. And how do you get rid of the UI in this game? You know, I forgot what the button is to remove the UI. Let's go. I should have looked this up beforehand. Apologies. Where are the controls? Right there, right? Yes. Yes. You know, I need to invert y-axis. I've been meaning to do that a while ago. Toggle UI is K. Okay, good to know. So yeah, we got our hammers here. Those guys are freaking badass. I mean, those hammers are literally taller than them, which is great. Then we have our typical dwarf warriors here with all their different colored shields. I like it. You can see the rangers over there. And then we have our basic miners here. These are basically our cheap units. We're probably not going to use a lot of them here in the future. Then pretty sure that's our, actually, I don't know which is which. These must be our two Thanes. Yeah, just trying to figure out without looking who's who. So this is the missile specialist. Trying to see which one he is. Support specialist. I think that's our engineer, and then these must be our Thanes. Okay, cool. These guys all have runes. So dwarves don't actually use magic. They technically use things called runes, which essentially is magic, but not magic. So let's go ahead and get our army spread out. I'm gonna put these guys on the side. I'm gonna let our main dudes kind of tank most of the damage just because, I mean, they can. And then we have the greenskins over here. And they really aren't that scary. They just have some orc boys, which are all pretty low levels. They have the war riders, wolf riders, which, you know, are going to be a little annoying, but not end of the world here. They might try flanking us, but we did take a wide enough route that I'm not too concerned. I'm actually just going to go ahead and move over here real quick. Actually, I didn't even think about that, but let's stop because I'm not used to having this much range when it comes to my units. Yo, go ahead and start shooting here. Yeah, so in my defense, I've been playing a lot recently with like some other races that don't have a ton of range. So yeah, let's see, what do we have? Base weapon damage. Okay, weapon damage, armor piercing. Okay, and replenishes ammunition. That's great. I'm gonna go ahead and give. Let's actually make sure they're facing the right way before we end up doing that. And then let's look at these guys real quick. What do you have? You have armor plus 30, you have fire damage, and you have speed. Let's go ahead and give armor plus 30 to these guys because they're fighting. So just kind of wanted to see what we got. You guys go over here. Oh, these guys are fighting currently. So what I want to do then is give you guys the boom. Perfect. And I'm gonna have you guys go over here. I'm gonna take you three dudes and have you guys go over there. And I'm gonna have you start shooting at the orc war boss for the time being. We probably don't need to replenish. You can see my dwarves are having just a grand old time here. We're doing a decent amount of damage here with our range. Nothing super over the top. Let's actually keep one of you here. And we should probably get our dudes charging forward here. Get you guys in there before they get hit. Get you guys in there before they get hit. Have you go solo these guys. They'll be fine. And I mean, we're not going to end up losing this first battle. It like just doesn't happen. Give me the melee defense. Give me this. Just kind of like queue them both up. We got a couple seconds here before we can actually queue another thing. The orcs are breaking. Orcs tend to break pretty easily, just for the record. So I'm gonna let you guys keep shooting. I'm gonna have you guys go join in here. I don't necessarily want to chase those guys, but so the problem is we're slow. So specifically right now, we're not really great at like chasing things down until we can get some cav. So we're not going to be able to like finish people off. You guys just keep shooting those guys until they break. And then what's going on over here? We'll go move in here as quickly as possible, and we'll see what the charging does here. Ah! Oh yeah, the other thing is we also have the Blood for the Blood DLC turned on, so there will be dismemberments, there will be blood. I cranked down, there's some settings on it, I cranked the blood down a little bit so it's a little less comedic. Looks like we're actually probably about to inflict army loss. Yeah, they're about to die here. The one thing we would like to do is actually kill the legendary lord here, if we could make sure that happens, just because we don't want to have to refight this army, although we took very little damage. So yeah, they're running away. See if you guys can get over here. We'll go speed 3. I don't really think we're gonna be able to chase these guys. We have, luckily, their lords surrounded, so that's kind of nice for us. Okay, legendary lord's dead. I don't think we were gonna be able to catch anyone else, so let's wait until they finish these guys off here, I guess. Okay, cool. In battle, nice. Decisive victory, which, yeah, to be expected, to be expected. So we lost 13 units. Oh no, boo. They lost 421. Which, once again, first fight, always gonna probably happen. Our rangers are pretty okay, and honestly, the great thing about the dwarves is the fact that, like, they just have so much armor that they're just so good at just, like, holding the line and just kind of, like, surviving. So, essentially, there's a couple different metrics for your units. There's melee defense, which basically determines how hard it is for the enemy units to hit them. And then there's armor, which basically reduces the amount of damage they take. So the higher the armor they have, the less damage they're actually going to take. So that's why, you know, we probably took a little bit of damage, but we only lost 13 units because, quite frankly, they just really couldn't do enough damage to really hurt us. So do we want to take the oath gold and the money, or do we want to get control, growth, and income? I'm gonna take the control and the growth to begin with, because we're gonna immediately take this territory over. And it also helps our home territory as well. We'll go ahead and level you up real quick. We'll take Route Marcher, because that is pretty much a must take. None of our other guys leveled up. That's okay. And we're going to go ahead and simulate this first fight here. So close victory. We're not going to lose anyone. Low casualties. This is fine. Boom. We actually get our first banner as well, standard discipline. Nice, nice, nice. And we get a little bit of money, which is fine. And we'll occupy it. I don't, like, it's our main settlement, so I kind of just want to hold it. So, rightful king. Your king, your kin entrenched deep within Khorne have received word of your grit and your expansion. They hail the rightful king of the Eight Peaks and offer their loyalty and your aid for your mission to reunite the everlasting realm. So we can take money from them, we can get diplomatic relation, or we can just confederate with them. I'm gonna go ahead and confederate with them right away. So now these dudes over here have now officially joined us. So we got 2 new provinces over here, which you can see we are losing money because we now have a secondary army, and that tends to the more armies you have, the more expensive it is to actually uphold armies. So what's the third territory? Carcassor. That's the only one we have to take. Okay, so we'll be able to get that next turn. Buddy here leveled up. We are gonna go ahead and give him, let's reduce the vigor loss. That's actually kind of crazy good. So vigor essentially is how tired your units are. The more tired they are, the worse their stats are. So essentially this is going to allow our entire army to fight better for longer periods of time, which is really kind of nice. Most likely, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to end up merging this army with you and probably ditch the Lord for the time being. So we have some orcs here. I'm not at war with you. Who are these guys, by the way? They're savage orcs. Okay. Yeah, we're not at war with them, and their strength rank is pretty bad. So who's the strongest person we know? Great. The person I need to actually take over. Cool. Great. Here is the Empire, by the way. And then, yeah, this is more orcs over there. So let's go ahead and just move you. And what's interesting is we're kind of trapped up here, but I can go ahead and go underground, and I'm going to go ahead and move underground. And we're just going to get over here and be ready next turn to kind of merge our armies together and push here at Carcassor. In fact, what I might want to do, I'll probably use both armies. I'll probably start sieging this as soon as next turn, just so he can't rebuild an army. Will probably be the goal. Okay, what do we need to do? We are going to need to build some stuff. I'll go ahead and get my timber, which we can use to trade. Also makes recruitment cheaper, which is nice. Then probably going to grab income generation. Normally you want to start with growth. So let's see, that gives us old gold per turn, which is fine. Gives us a little bit more tradable and income from all buildings. I think we got to start with the trinket market, because like money is a big issue for us and will be a big issue for us. We can upgrade and get quarrelers. Oh, we can actually do miners blasting charge as well, but I'm not gonna worry about any of that right now. How many units do you have? You have 7. So we're actually at 20 and 20 right now. So I probably shouldn't recruit anything. I would not mind getting some blasting charges, but with this army here, I'm not gonna worry about it. We got a commandment over here. Probably take the, I'm gonna take the growth here for now. We're not really going to be under threat anytime soon here, because we do have the orcs there, but we're kind of being protected here by Averland, one of the Empire, and then same thing over here. We have the Golden Order, so we're kind of somewhat protected with this little area here, which is nice. Let's see if we can get any alliances or anything like that. Yes, we can actually. Wood elves like us. In addition to that, we got some more dwarves over here. So this is interesting. So those dwarves over here exist where, what the heck is that? This is where the ogres were. Goldtooth, I think it was, in Warhammer 3, which he's in a slightly different location now. So kind of interesting they're back, which I don't know if they were in. I never played the ogres over there, so they might have actually started over there. They just always got their butts kicked super quick. You're gonna give me 1,000 for that. I'm okay with that for the trade agreement. Cool. And then yeah, we'll be friends here. And I'll get the non-aggression pack with the wood elves. We can maybe try doing trading, but eh. So I'm trying to be friendly with basically anyone. Yeah, like anyone that is not like orc, undead, or ratman. We're gonna try friending. I don't want to spend any more money right now, so let's just go ahead and hit next turn. And you can see we have 274 freaking races to begin with, so this is going to take a little bit of time. Immediately, let's go ahead and adjust this. So I want to go for I'm just gonna turn off heroes for every faction, and we're gonna go fastest speed. So basically, if any enemies or anything like that, if we see anyone moving around, we're not going to see like their little heroes running around, but we will see the armies running around. But just a quick speed, just because, like, you know, I don't really. Okay, that didn't work that way. Individual faction. Maybe I just have to do it here with allied. Okay, well, let's do off on you, and we'll do fastest on the Lord. Enemy, fastest, off. Neutral factions. I'm just going to turn off and off because I don't really care what they do. All right. There we go. I guess that'll be a little bit better. You know what we should do too? Let's go ahead and adjust ourselves. And we're going to go fast and fast. I don't want to go fastest, but you know, normal can be a little bit on the slow side. So this is Brentonia over here, right? I'm about 85% sure this is actually Brentonian lands. Yeah, see, he started building an army, which is why we want to siege that down as quickly as possible just to stop him. Okay, there's those guys. They're actually having a little bit of issues here. They are not easy to get to, if I recall correctly. Actually, we can go right there. And then their exit is over here. Okay. Maybe. What does your territory look like? Yeah, they're fighting some ratmen right now. So yeah, this is Carcassonne over here. So okay, Grim the Pouch is also over here at some point as well. I think he's right here, if I recall correctly. There's also 2 different wood elf factions, but they should be fairly friendly with us. I don't think they're gonna be too interested in coming and taking over our land. I can't freaking get you this turn. Oh, that's unfortunate. We could do. So the one downside going underground is you can get intercepted. The thing is, even if he intercepted us, I don't know what that would accomplish. I'm wondering if I go there. I actually feel like I just need to go here just so I can make sure that next turn we can actually get there with everyone. The question is, do I want to keep this other lord around just for the time being? I think so. I think so, because, you know, he'll offer a little bit when it comes to combat. The thing is, we're not replenishing because we're in enemy territory, but I don't really care about that. That's fine. Building upgrade available. Give me the money one. That's going to be another 100. I'm fine with that. That'll be worth the cost. And let's hit next turn. So first few turns are going to be fairly fast because there's not a whole lot for us to do early game, especially when we only have one army. But thing is, I'm going to try fighting as many battles as possible. But honestly, if like... The one thing that is a bigger issue when it comes to specifically Warhammer 3 is settlement battles turn into like 90% of your fights, it feels like, specifically in Immortal Empires, because there's just not a lot of space outside of settlements. So we're not going to really want to fight that many settlement battles just because they can take a minute, but we'll see. You can see we already lost like 8 factions last turn, which is kind of hilarious. All right, so we got a little bit of an army, and then he also does have a decent garrison. So, and that is not nothing. Let's go ahead and siege. Let's see what it looks like. It says Pyrrhic victory. We'll go ahead and continue the siege. I'm not really in any rush. Yeah, I'm not really in any rush. We'll bring our other dude a little bit closer as well. And he'll join in. Does that change it? Nope, still Pyrrhic victory. So what we'll do is so how this works now in Warhammer 3, if you've not seen it, they start taking attrition damage every single turn. They actually have freaking trolls. So we'll just kind of like siege them for a turn or two, because A, they're by themselves, B, we don't really have to worry about anyone else declaring war on us. Really the only thing we have to worry about is our income, which is still fine. So we're just gonna kind of chill and we should be okay. We are having some control issues here though. Interesting. Why is this so bad? Oh yeah, we did just confederate. Yeah, forgot about that. That's okay though. How we doing over here? You are also having some issues. We're doing... I wonder if I should switch over to control. There's no corruption though. Nah, I think we're fine. Unassigned skill points. Okay, so our Thane's leveled up. What do you guys have? Weapon strength when fighting greenskins. Held to the... Yeah, I really want training though, but that's hard to say no to. Then this is our rune smith. We currently have armor rune. We have explosion rune. Ruinous slowness, I don't actually care about. Speed, And interesting. Increases the armor of the parent army. I don't remember seeing these before. Increases the armor of all units in the parent army by 5. What? Holy crap. Yeah, I didn't know that actually existed. Also, these guys spawn as immortal. Dude, that's insane. Does this increase the missile melee damage? So it's the, yeah. Nah, dude, give me the armor. Give me the armor. We're gonna make these guys as hard to hit as possible. Give me the green skin buff. And then you also have the green skin buff. You also have the flash bomb, which is really nice. Missile strength. Increases your missile strength. Not by a lot initially, but it will go up to 20%, which isn't bad. The other thing is then, yeah, we can increase the ammunition of our army. This increases the campaign movement of the parent army. Yeah, we'll get the mobility then. Dude, that's insane. So that means all these guys now have another 5 armor. Wow. And the thing is, yeah, 5 armor is like, who gives a crap about that? But that's gonna be what, 13 more? Dang. That's not bad. That means our basic dudes are gonna be over 100, or gonna be right at 100 armor, which is insane. Wow. All right, I'm excited. Settlement besiege, Carrick-Azor the vaults. Oh yeah, that's me. I was like, what? I actually don't know. Are we only at war against these guys? Surely not. I'm sure we have some default, some other people we're at war with by default, but we'll see. I'm really kind of worried about the Pirate Kings, the Vampire Coast. They're the only ones I'm super worried about. All right, so they decide to come out and fight, which is fine by me. Let's go ahead and give the leadership to the Hammerers. They already have super high leadership. I mean, it really doesn't matter. This is not a great banner, to be honest, but we're going to do it. Actually, you know what? Let's just auto-resolve it. Yeah, I'm just going to auto-resolve it instead of fighting it. And we'll go ahead and occupy it. So, honestly, it kind of was the best choice for him because he was going to die anyways. He had no other way to, like, break it. So, that was basically his best option for winning, which, you know, can't actually hate the AI on that one. All right, so we destroyed a faction. We got more income. We got some research rate. Love it, love it, love it. This guy leveled up. Cool. I'll give you Route Marcher, and then I'm going to go ahead and kick you out. And we are now positive. Woo. Yeah, he was costing me 600. Woof. A little nasty. All right, so I don't need you here because this building goes up to tier 3. So instead, in Kirkazor, we're going to want to put down the buildings like the Engineer's Great Hall and the ones that go up to 5. The core building here will be pretty good for us. We could grab the Ranger Outpost. Once again, I could put the Ranger Outpost in one of these other ones. Yeah. Honestly, we'll probably end up doing the Siege Workshop. But we got to get to level 2, which is going to take a couple turns. Money's good now, so I'm going to go growth. So hopefully we can speed that up. And all of our buddies leveled up, which I love to see. All right, so we have a lot of options here. We could go down the blue tree to get Lightning Strike, which I find so important. Just because when you're fighting the AI on higher difficulty and they spam out multiple armies, to be able to Lightning Strike and only have to fight one of them is just so nice. But I think to begin with, we got to go down the yellow tree. Bane of Destruction. Dang. I actually think I'm going to take the underground stuff first. I mean, it's only +6 on the leadership. It's only +6, and our leadership's pretty good. We actually have 3 skill points. Give me the armor and give me the HP. Because honestly, those are the 2 things that I find most important for my heroes, is give them as much armor and as much HP as possible. So they just, like, they survive. I can't believe we got 3 levels on that one. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so we got the Ancestral Grudge. Let's get the training here, which the training does stack, does it not? I always thought it did. Yeah, so that essentially means that every turn our units are slowly training, meaning they're going to get more and more experience, which means they're going to level up. We'll get the weapons. This just like seems way too good. Which, by the way, how much was that? 3%? Doesn't actually tell me. 5%. Okay. So 5% on the weapons then is going to give us 29 weapon strength. Which, what is it by default? By default, these guys have... Yes, it's telling me because it's the same army. Dang it. I need to look at it from a different army. You know what we could do is we could pop into the garrison and look here. So by default, it only gave us +1. Yeah, maybe not as useful on that. Because it's not as if their weapon strength was super high. But you know what's going to come really into play here? Yeah, number one, it helps out our grudge thrower. And as we start getting like some really like crazy like high tier stuff, that's when the sharpened weapons is really going to come into play. Right now, it's not going to be super useful. Probably could have skipped it now that I think about it, but that's okay. Give me the training, and that's a really good freaking thing. Reload skill, the shoot quicker, giving all our units extra missile strength. Actually, that's just for him, isn't it? The other thing is, this will currently stack. That 12% will stack with my armor smith, my weapon smith. I think we're going to do that. I think the goal is we need to get some more. I'm probably going to ditch the miners. Might as well merge these guys. And I'm just going to kick them both out and just give me 2 blasting charge miners. So what's great is they have an explosive weapon they throw first. So they're essentially the same, just with a slightly better, well, with a really cool weapon. Okay. So Saratoga is actually invading. That is interesting. I was really hoping they were going to be able to survive. That is not looking like it's going to happen. Also, it looks like our border princes are having some trouble here too. Great. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to put a wall here so we can get better garrison just to survive, because I'm a little worried about what this is going to mean for the future for us. Recruitment costs, we don't really need right now. Plus control might not be the worst thing. Income from settlement buildings, income from toolmakers. Give me the settlement buildings. I mean, our money's good. We have pretty low tier units. We can't necessarily afford another army, but we might need to go ahead and, like, if our territory is about to get, like, invaded, yeah, we might need to actually, like, buy an army quickly. Throw a couple of units in it just to, like, help survive any attack. So down to 265 already, which ironically is not that many. Still only, what, like 9 dead? 11, was it 276 or 274? Either way, not a whole lot. Scrag is right here. What the freaking hell? Oh, that's not good. Wait, is this Scrag? This is Scrag. I didn't even realize that. Oh, crap. I thought those were orcs. That's Scrag. Oh, border princes. No. No. Not like this, man. Not like this. All right, trade agreement, military access. Yeah, give me all that sexy stuff, please. Not like this, man.
All right.
I mean, neither of them hate us. And the thing is, I don't think, if this is Scrag's starting area, I don't think he's going to want to necessarily hang out in the mountains. It's going to not be the greatest terrain for him. So we have two options. We can move forward, or we can try defending ourselves. Oh, dude, our buddy up here. Interesting. Actually, they might have already lost that. I don't remember. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a pickle here because I'm not sure what's going to be our best option. Definitely throw the walls out so we can get a slightly larger garrison. Question is, we could come and just blow up Saratoga real quick. Not as if she is particularly strong. Let's actually see where she's ranked right now. Border princes, yeah, look at their strength rank. They both got their butts kicked. That's bad. Saratoga's is 31, so she's a little stronger than us right now. And then Disciples of Maul are 16. Cool, so great. I think we're going to come back. Before we push forward, we know we have Ratman here, but border princes and everything else, we should be fairly okay. These are dwarves, but I don't think they're going to be friendly with us. I don't remember exactly on them. All right, so if I went underground, how far could I get? To there. If I go full speed, there. Okay, well, we will go underground. I think we're gonna hit Saratoga. I think will be the play. Do we have Oath Gold yet? We do not. Okay. Grudges is actually going up already. Should I not? Yeah. We're gonna have issues with those Grudges. We're definitely gonna have issues because I can't actually do anything about them for a little bit. I mean, I suppose I could rush over there, but like, really? We'll just leave all of our current territory and pray that it survives while we take our one army across the freaking map. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a great option for us. So I kind of feel like we have to just do this. So Scrag didn't end up grabbing Verdonas. And I really do not want to fight Scrag. He's scary. What we're probably going to end up doing is waiting until till we can catch one of these armies out in a boot, and when they're out in a boot, then we're going to declare war and wreck their life. So for now, let's go here. Can we beat this army 1v1? It's a good question, actually. That is actually a really good question. Yes, because of me. But that is a bit of an intimidating army. I am not going to lie, especially with those Gorgers in there. And I mean, Ogre Bulls are going to be kind of nasty, but I mean, we are Dwarves and we do have charge defense against them. If one thing, and we have a decent amount of range, I think we'll be able to fight them. Okay. Yeah. So this is still going up, right? Because I can't do anything about those. All right. Well, with that, I guess we will wrap this first episode up here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, comment. Let me know what you think. As always, hit the subscribe button, join the game, comment, share your support. Tomorrow we will be back, and we will most likely be at war with either Scrag or Saratosa. So we'll see. Till then, bye everyone.